My name is Richard Opon. I'm the Director of Studies for the Law Program. You also have to cite using the OSCOLA guide because that is what has been recommended for the law program. OSCOLA is Oxford Standard for Citation of Legal Authorities. From an academic perspective, it's an evidence of your engagement with academic work on the subject. More ethically, a sign of your honesty and integrity. Legally, it's an acknowledgement of the author's copyright, i.e. the person you are copying from. In terms of grading, it can help significantly improve your grades. And finally, I think it's a sign of respect to your readers in the sense that it guides them if they want to follow up any materials that you have cited. I think there are a number of basic principles of citation which are important. The first one to me is to cite as you write, basically meaning you have to cite as you are doing the writing. You don't have to wait until the end of the day before you look for the sources to reference. You have to cite at every point you are using the material. You don't want to quote a whole paragraph from a material and then just put a footnote at the end. You have to cite sentence by sentence. You have to cite consistently. So there are various ways of citing materials. So if you adopt one form and the OSCOLA guide recommends a certain form to you, you have to use the form consistently throughout the writing that you are doing. So in the law program, we recommend that students use footnotes rather than endnotes. So if you are coming from other disciplines where they use endnotes or in-text note, that is not recommended in the law program. So the first thing I'm going to do is to advise you on how to cite a single source. Generally, the method of citation is dictated by the nature of the material you are citing. So you have to go through the guide and look at the specific material you are citing to know the style that you have to adopt. What I've done is I've provided you with illustration of some of the main materials you are going to rely on. So for books, you have to cite the name of the author, in this case, Tim Edencourt. You have to cite the title of the book and note that it has been italicized in the style. You have to provide the name of the publisher, in this case, OUP, and you have to provide the year of publication. In terms of cases, the citation varies depending on the source of case you are looking at. But in general, you have to italicize the names of the parties and also the V, i.e. the verses, which appears in between the name of the parties. Note that you don't put a full stop after the V. Also note that in terms of the law report you are relying on, you don't put any full stops in between. If you are citing a primary and a secondary source, it's advisable that you put the primary source first and then you add the secondary source. So primary sources are things like cases and legislation. Those have to be first. And then secondary sources like books and articles have to come after